Often overshadowed by the larger-than-life persona of Diana Ross, Mary Wilson was a cornerstone of the Supremes, one of the most iconic groups in music history. Her powerful vocals and unwavering dedication contributed significantly to the group's success. Beyond her musical talents, Wilson's life was a tapestry of triumphs and challenges. From her humble beginnings to her rise to stardom, her story is one of resilience and determination. Let's delve into the life of this extraordinary woman, uncovering the facets of her personality that extended beyond her musical legacy. Mary Wilson was an American singer who had a net worth of $4 million at the time of her death in 2021. Mary Wilson was best remembered as a founding member of the Supremes. The group would go on to become one of the best-selling girl groups of all time, racking up a dozen #1 singles. However, before achieving such iconic status, Wilson's journey began in humble circumstances. Early days. She began her life journey in Greenville, Mississippi on March 6, 1944. Her parents, Sam and Johnny Mae Wilson, were both from humble backgrounds. As the eldest of three, Mary experienced the challenges of family life while growing up. The family's search for better opportunities led them to Chicago as part of the Great Migration. However, a significant turning point came when young Mary found herself under the care of her aunt and uncle in Detroit at the tender age of 3. This move would shape her life profoundly. Detroit's Brewster Douglass housing projects became the backdrop for Mary's formative years. It was here that she forged a lifelong friendship with Florence Ballard. Their shared love for music blossomed as they participated in their school's talent show. Fate intervened when Florence introduced Mary to Milton Jenkins, who was assembling a female vocal group to complement his male trio, the Primes. This led to the formation of the Primettes, a group that would eventually evolve into the legendary Supremes. The intersection of Mary's life with the vibrant music scene of Detroit, coupled with her strong bond with Florence Ballard, set the stage for a remarkable journey to stardom. Wilson graduated from Detroit's Northeastern High School in January 1962. The Supremes. Wilson, along with friends Florence Ballard, Diana Ross, and Betty McGlown, were recruited by record producer Milton Jenkins in the late 1950s to form a band called the Primettes. The group would be the female counterpart to a band he already managed called the Primes. By 1961, the female group was signed to Motown Records and changed their name to the Supremes. They became one of the most successful vocal acts in music history, producing 33 top 40 hits and 12 #1 singles on the Billboard charts over 18 years. They are best known for singles like Baby Love, You Can't Hurry Love, and Stop in the Name of Love. Mary Wilson's contributions went beyond singing. She helped shape the group's image and style, working closely with their choreographer and adding her creative input to their performances. With her grace, elegance, and captivating stage presence, Wilson became a symbol of glamour and sophistication, inspiring generations of aspiring performers. Things started to change for the Supremes in 1967 when they changed their name to Diana Ross and the Supremes. It was all about Diana for a while, but then she decided to leave the group in 1970. That's when things got really tough for the Supremes. They tried to keep going with new singers, but people just weren't as into it anymore. Their songs weren't as popular as before. It was a real bummer. Mary Wilson was the only original member still around. She was the backbone of the group, trying to keep things together. It wasn't easy, but she was determined to carry on the Supremes' legacy. In 1975, Mary Wilson sang lead on the top 10 disco hit Early Morning Love, which was released as a single in the United Kingdom from the album The Supremes. The following year, the group scored its final top 40 hit single with I'm Gonna Let My Heart Do the Walking, written and produced by Brian and Eddie Holland, and included on the album High Energy. Birdsong departed once more just before the album's release, and Suze Green joined as the group's final official member, with her vocals dubbed over 2 songs. While the High Energy album was well received, The subsequent album, Mary, Sherry, and Suzai, released in 1977, would be their last. During a meeting with Motown, Mary Wilson's husband, Pedro Ferrer, notified the label that Wilson would be leaving the Supremes to embark on a solo career. On June 12, 1977, Wilson gave her farewell performance with the Supremes at London's Drury Lane Theatre. Payne and Green initially planned to continue as the Supremes, but their efforts to find a replacement for Wilson proved unsuccessful, leading to the group's official disbandment. After Diana left the Supremes, things were tough. The group tried to keep going with new singers, but it just wasn't the same magic. Mary, being the original member who was still there, tried to hold things together. She even took on more lead singing parts. But it was clear that the heyday of the Supremes was over. The record charts weren't as kind, and fans weren't as excited. It was a tough time for everyone involved. To keep the Supremes' name alive, and probably to keep herself busy, Mary decided to start her own Supremes show. She put together a new group of singers and hit the road. It was a risky move, especially with Motown still owning the rights to the name, but Mary was determined. She toured South America and Europe, performing in smaller clubs and military bases. It wasn't the glamorous life she was used to, but she was a fighter and kept the Supremes' spirit alive, even if it was in a different form. After an out-of-court settlement, Wilson signed with Motown for solo work, releasing a disco-heavy self-titled album in August 1979. A single from the album, Red Hot, peaked at number 90 on the pop charts. Midway through production of a second solo album in 1980, Motown dropped her from their roster. Throughout the mid-1980s, Wilson focused on performances in musical theater productions, including Beehive, Dancing in the Streets, and Supreme Soul. The breakup of the Supremes was a seismic shift from Mary Wilson. While she continued to perform under the Supremes banner with new members, it was clear that the magic of the original trio was irreplaceable. Undeterred, she transitioned to a solo career, leveraging the fame and recognition she'd earned as a founding member. A pivotal moment came in 1983 when she reunited with former bandmates on the Motown 25 television special. The world watched as the Supremes once again captivated audiences. This high-profile appearance served as a catalyst for her solo endeavors. Wilson's literary talents blossomed with the publication of her best-selling autobiographies, Dream Girl and Supreme Faith. These candid accounts of her life and career offered fans an intimate look behind the curtain of the music industry and solidified her status as a respected author. Beyond the written word, Wilson remained an active performer, gracing television screens and concert stages alike. Las Vegas became a regular stop on her tour itinerary, where she entertained audiences with her powerful vocals and charismatic stage presence. However, her attempts to relaunch her music career with new albums faced challenges, including the bankruptcy of her record label. Mary Wilson was determined to protect the legacy of the Supremes. She knew that the group's name was worth a lot, so she made a smart move by getting half of the ownership when she could. But things got messy. People who used to be in the Supremes started their own groups and used the famous name without asking. Mary wasn't happy about it. She thought it was unfair and wanted to stop them. She went to court to fight for her rights, but, unfortunately, she lost. The judge said that the record company, Motown, owned the name, not her. It was a big blow, but Mary wasn't going to give up. She decided to fight for a bigger change. She wanted to make a new law that would stop people from using famous group names without permission from the original members. It was a long and tough fight, but she didn't give up. Eventually, she won. Many states passed laws to protect artists' rights. Even though she faced a lot of challenges, Mary was a fighter. She kept making music and trying to build a solo career, but it wasn't as easy as being in the Supremes. Failed reunion. A highly anticipated Supremes reunion was planned for 1999-2000, but negotiations over pay unfortunately derailed the opportunity. According to reports, Diana Ross was offered a substantial sum of $15–20 million for the tour, while Mary Wilson was initially offered a much lower amount of $1 million. Cindy Birdsong, who replaced the original founding member Florence Ballard, who passed away in 1976, was offered less than $1 million as well. After voicing her complaints, Wilson's pay was increased to $4 million, with $2 million reportedly coming directly from Diana Ross herself. In exchange for this substantial increase, Diana demanded full creative control and stipulated that the pay for Birdsong and Wilson would remain fixed, regardless of ticket sales. However, the tour ended up being canceled midway through due to low ticket sales, marking a disappointing outcome for fans who had hoped to see the iconic group reunite.
Recent work. Mary Wilson continued to pursue her passions and released 2 singles on iTunes, Life's Been Good to Me in 2011 and Darling Mother, Johnny May in 2013. In 2015, she collaborated with Sweet Feet Music to release the single Time to Move On, which peaked at number 17 on the Billboard dance charts, setting a record for the longest gap between hits on the Billboard Dance Club Songs chart at 36 years and 7 weeks. In 2016, Wilson expanded her repertoire by launching an Indiegogo campaign to fund a gay-themed romantic comedy movie titled Please Don't Eat the Pansies. The cast included notable names such as Ronnie Kerr, Andrew Lauer, Tom Goss, and Wilson herself. Wilson's dedication to her craft and exploration of new ventures continued in 2019 with the publication of her 4th book, Supreme Glamour, co-authored by Mark Bago. The book delved into the history of the Supremes and their fashion, including a detailed section dedicated to the Supremes' gowns in Wilson's collection. That same month, she was announced as a competitor on season 28 of Dancing with the Stars, partnering with professional dancer Brandon Armstrong. Unfortunately, they were the first couple eliminated from the competition on September 23, 2019. Who is her husband? Mary Wilson, a founding member of the iconic Supremes, navigated a complex personal life alongside her illustrious career. Central to this narrative is her marriage to Pedro Ferrer, a union that spanned several decades and yielded significant impact on her life. Their paths converged in the world of entertainment. Ferrer, a Dominican businessman, became Wilson's manager, a professional relationship that eventually evolved into a personal one. Their wedding in 1974 marked a new chapter for Wilson, who had long yearned for motherhood. The couple welcomed 3 children, a fulfillment of Wilson's dreams. However, the complexities of balancing a high-profile career with the demands of motherhood and marriage proved challenging. The strains of the music industry, coupled with personal dynamics, ultimately led to the dissolution of their marriage in the 1980s. While the specifics of their relationship remain largely private, it is evident that Ferrer played a significant role in Wilson's life. He was a partner in her professional journey, a father to her children, and a constant presence during a pivotal period of her career. Their story is a testament to the intricate interplay between personal and professional lives and the challenges inherent in maintaining balance amidst the spotlight. Sadly, by the 80s, the couple decided to split, and they divorced in 1981 after 7 years of marriage. Why did they divorce? The reasons behind Mary Wilson and Pedro Ferrer's divorce are shrouded in a degree of privacy, but it's clear that the marriage was fraught with difficulties. Public accounts suggest a relationship marked by unhappiness. A particularly poignant observation was made by Wilson herself, who confided that her music career served as a crucial lifeline during this challenging period. In an interview with the Daily Express, Wilson hinted at a darker side to the marriage, suggesting the possibility of abuse. Her words, "Music helped me get through my unhappy marriage," coupled with the implication of abuse, paint a distressing picture of their life together. The toll of the marriage on Wilson was profound. Following her divorce from Ferrer, she chose not to remarry. This decision suggests the lasting impact the relationship had on her and her perspective on love and commitment. How many kids did Mary Wilson have with Pedro Ferrer? Mary Wilson, a celebrated singer, and her husband, Pedro Ferrer, were blessed with 3 children. Back in 2019, Wilson shared with Time magazine that she had always dreamed of becoming a mother and building a family. She expressed her love for pregnancy and revealed that she had some of her stage dresses turned into maternity gowns, working up until her 9th month of pregnancy. Sadly, one of her sons, Rafael Ferrer, passed away in a car accident on an interstate highway in 1994 at the young age of 14. Today, Wilson's oldest child, Turquesa Ferrer, is 44 years old, born in 1975, and has largely stayed out of the spotlight. Pedro Antonio Jr. Ferrer, Wilson's second child, is 43 and has also maintained a low profile, although he has accompanied his mother to public events like the Supreme's Hollywood Walk of Fame induction ceremony in 1994. Messy affair. The intersection of Mary Wilson's and Tom Jones's lives resulted in a romantic entanglement that was as passionate as it was complex. Their paths crossed in the late 1960s, a period marked by intense creative energy and personal exploration for both artists. Drawn to Jones's powerful vocals and magnetic stage presence, Wilson found herself captivated by his charisma. Their initial encounters sparked a romantic connection, fueled by mutual attraction and the intoxicating world of fame they inhabited. However, the idyllic image of their relationship was soon shattered by the realization that Jones was married. The revelation of Jones's marital status plunged Wilson into a tumultuous emotional state. Betrayal and heartbreak intertwined with her enduring feelings for him, creating a complex and painful dynamic. Despite her awareness of the moral implications, she found it difficult to sever ties with Jones. Their affair became a clandestine chapter in their lives, marked by secrecy and emotional turmoil. The pressure of maintaining a discreet relationship, coupled with the knowledge of hurting another person, eventually took its toll. The affair between Mary Wilson and Tom Jones, once a passionate whirlwind, gradually faded into a painful memory. The experience undoubtedly left an indelible mark on Wilson, shaping her perspective on love, relationships, and the complexities of the human heart. Real estate. Mary Wilson, the iconic member of the Supremes, called a luxurious Nevada home her own. In 2002, she purchased a spacious 7,000-square-foot house nestled within a gated community in Henderson. The property, a symbol of her success and personal taste, served as her sanctuary away from the spotlight. Despite the home's impressive size and location, Wilson attempted to sell it in 2014 for a price tag of $1.3 million. The house, a 7,000-square-foot expanse, likely exudes an air of opulence and comfort. Given its location in a gated community, it's probable that the exterior architecture aligns with the contemporary suburban aesthetic prevalent in Nevada. A manicured lawn, perhaps accented by desert landscaping, would complement the overall upscale ambiance. Inside, the decor would likely reflect Wilson's personal style. As a woman of the 60s and 70s, it's conceivable that elements of that era might be incorporated, such as bold colors, plush furnishings, and perhaps even some retro-inspired accents. However, it's equally possible that she embraced a more modern aesthetic, opting for clean lines and neutral tones. A grand piano, a testament to Wilson's musical legacy, would likely be a focal point in one of the living areas. Perhaps a home recording studio or music library occupied a corner of the house, reflecting her continued involvement in the music industry. Given the size of the property, it's reasonable to assume multiple living spaces, including a formal living room, a cozy family room, and a dining area for entertaining guests. The heart of the home would likely be the kitchen, a space where Wilson could relax and entertain friends. It's conceivable that the kitchen was equipped with high-end appliances and boasted a modern, functional design. Of course, these are educated speculations. The true essence of Mary Wilson's home lay in the memories made within its walls. It was a private sanctuary where she could unwind from the public eye, a place filled with personal belongings and cherished moments. While the physical structure of the house may have been impressive, it was undoubtedly the life lived within its walls that truly defined it. The house remained her residence until her passing in February 2021. Death. Mary Wilson, a legendary vocalist and co-founder of the Supremes, passed away suddenly at the age of 76 in her Las Vegas home. Wilson, who started the iconic Motown Records trio at just 15 years old in a Detroit housing project, remained with the group until its dissolution in 1977. Her distinctive voice and stage presence captivated audiences worldwide, and her contributions to music are immeasurable. Wilson's longtime publicist, Jay Schwartz, reported her sudden passing, but the circumstances of her death were not immediately revealed. Out of respect for her memory and due to COVID-related concerns, funeral services will be private. However, a public memorial is planned for later in the year, allowing fans and loved ones to pay their respects and celebrate her extraordinary life and career. Motown founder Berry Gordy said he was extremely shocked and saddened by the news of her death, and said Wilson was quite a star in her own right, and over the years continued to work hard to boost the legacy of the Supremes. Diana Ross reflected on Wilson's death, posting on Twitter, "I am reminded that each day is a gift. I have so many wonderful memories of our time together. The Supremes will live on in our hearts." Ross would later say to Entertainment Tonight, "I remember Mary's joy and love during happier times and our love and years together. I recall the good old days with a smile in my heart and a song in my heart during these changing times."
Just 2 days before her death, she shared exciting news with her fans through a YouTube video. Wilson revealed that she was collaborating with Universal Music Group to release new solo material, including a previously unreleased album, Red Hot, recorded in the 1970s with producer Gus Dudgeon. She expressed her hope that some of this music would be available to fans by her birthday on March 6th. Additionally, she hinted at upcoming interviews discussing the Supremes' experiences with segregation, a project she planned to release in honor of Black History Month. Mary Wilson remained an active and visible public figure until her untimely passing. In 2019, she enjoyed a resurgence of popularity with her appearance on the reality TV show Dancing with the Stars. This platform allowed her to connect with a new generation of fans while also rekindling the affection of longtime admirers. That same year, Wilson further solidified her literary presence with the release of her fourth book, Supreme Glamour. The book delved deeper into the world of the Supremes and provided fans with fresh insights into the group's iconic status. With the 60th anniversary of the Supremes looming on the horizon, Wilson had been eagerly anticipating the celebrations. Her enthusiasm for the group's legacy was evident, and she was undoubtedly looking forward to sharing this milestone with fans around the world. The news of her passing sent shockwaves through the entertainment industry. Tributes poured in from fellow musicians, celebrities, and fans alike. Notably, rock legend Paul Stanley of Kiss expressed his deep shock and admiration for Wilson, having recently connected with her on a Zoom call. The outpouring of grief and respect highlighted the enduring impact of Mary Wilson and the Supremes on popular culture. Mary Wilson's role in the Supremes is often overshadowed by the spotlight on Diana Ross. Yet, as a founding member and the group's steady presence, her contributions were invaluable. From 1964 to 1969, the Supremes dominated the charts with 12 #1 hits, a feat unmatched by any other female group. While Diana Ross became the face of the group, Wilson's harmonies and backing vocals provided the essential foundation for their signature sound. Her role, though often underestimated, was crucial to the group's success. Wilson's frustration with being perceived solely as a background vocalist is evident in her statement, "They think I'm just an ooh girl." This remark highlights the challenges she faced in asserting her own identity within the group and the music industry. Despite the public image, Wilson was a driving force behind the Supremes, a woman with talent, ambition, and a strong personality. Historical Museum. The Detroit Historical Society has curated a captivating tribute to Mary Wilson, a true icon of music and fashion. The exhibit offers a comprehensive look at her life and career, from her early days as a founding member of the Supremes to her later solo ventures. Visitors are immersed in the world of Mary Wilson through a vibrant display of her music. The walls are adorned with colorful records, a testament to her extensive discography. Fans can explore her journey from the iconic Supremes hits to her solo endeavors, including tracks like Baby Don't Go, Where Did Our Love Go?, You Keep Me Hanging On, Red Hot, and Time to Move On. The exhibit even allows visitors to listen to these timeless classics, bringing the music to life. Wilson's undeniable style is showcased through a stunning collection of artifacts and photographs. Her glamorous fashion sense, synonymous with the Supremes, is celebrated in full force. A life-sized cutout of Wilson, adorned in an iconic Supreme-style gown, is a highlight of the exhibit, transporting visitors back to the glamorous era of the 1960s. Beyond the music and fashion, the exhibit delves into Wilson's personal story. Through quotes, facts, and a narrative of her life, visitors gain a deeper appreciation for the woman behind the iconic image. The exhibit serves as a fitting tribute to a legendary artist whose impact on music and culture continues to resonate. Thanks for joining me on this deep dive into Mary Wilson's incredible career. Who was your favorite Mary Wilson moment? Let me know in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more content. See you next time.